Kingdom of Zephyr overview. The elves were the race that controlled the force of Zephyr. The elves traveled to the continent in 𝗦𝗢𝗖𝗜𝗔 after the ancients vanished from the world. They have a reputation for being the greatest herbalists and magicians. Because of the different biomes, Zephyr was divided into 3 sections: the Northern Forest, Central Forest, and Southern Forest. There was one major city in each forest, and several villages spread around the Northern and Central Forests. There were 2 kings and 1 queen that ruled the Zephyr Forest. One king was to the north, the other to the south, and the queen ruled over the Central Forest. The Northern and Central Forest had monsters that roamed around, but the Southern Forest was the most dangerous, which forced the Southern elves to build one massive city that all the elves in the Southern Forest lived in, and caused them to become the strongest military between the 3 elven kingdoms. There are also dungeons that randomly appear, and some that are hidden and hold knowledge of the ancients. The Kingdom of Zephyr has several important places, some that were kept secret and certain elves only knew about, and some that they allowed people from other races to enter when Emperor Augustus reigned. One of the important places the elves shared with the other races included the Elven Colosseum, situated inside the Central Forest, and the Elven Garden that was built in the Northern Forest. The other races learned about the Elven place of worship, which was inside the Central Forest, but no one outside of their race could enter it. The places that were kept hidden from the other races and were only known to a select few of the elves included the Sanctuary of the Ancient Ent, that is in the Southern Forest, as well as the Elven Teleporter, which connects to other Elven Teleporters outside of the continent. Geography. The Northern Forest had a mountain forest biome to the north and became a lowland tropical rainforest biome the closer it got to the Central Forest. The monsters found in the Northern Forest include dire bears and dire wolves. The Central Forest was a lowland tropical rainforest biome, and at its center was a flower forest biome. The monsters found in the Central Forest include gnolls and goblins. The Southern Forest, to the north, it was a lowland tropical rainforest biome, and then became a freshwater swamp forest in the south. The monsters found in the Southern Forest include corpse flowers, corrupted treants, trolls, 𝗠𝗘𝗗𝗜𝗔, swamp dragons, blights, and several varieties of massive bugs. History. In 𝗦𝗢𝗖𝗜𝗔, the forest was uninhabited and did not have any cities or villages. The elves did not come to this continent until the beginning of this era. They lived on another continent and teleported here in 𝗦𝗢𝗖𝗜𝗔. They built their cities and villages at the beginning of this era. After the 3 elven nobles teleported to this continent, they divided the forest among themselves. They divided it based on what they enjoyed doing and where they would like to live the most. The Southern King enjoyed combat, so he took the Southern Forest, which was the most dangerous. The Queen liked flowers, so she took the Central Forest, which had a massive natural garden in the center of the forest. While the Northern King did not care so much about where he lived, so he took the north. They put forth a challenge for all elves and stated that whoever could best them in magic, they would go under the elves' leadership. It was not until 156 LE that the oldest child of the Central Forest Queen, 𝗦𝗢𝗖𝗜𝗔𝗟, defeated the southern and northern kings in combat that the entire force of Zephyr became the Kingdom of Zephyr. King 𝗦𝗢𝗖𝗜𝗔𝗟 was known as the most powerful magician in the nation and one of the greatest herbalists. He was also the first grand herbalist in this era. Elven King 𝗦𝗢𝗖𝗜𝗔𝗟 was ruler of this nation until Emperor Augustus Proudvale defeated the Elven King in combat and made him become his subordinate. During ME, King 𝗦𝗢𝗖𝗔𝗟 became the overseer of this nation until the current era, where Dolan Proudvale married King 𝗦𝗢𝗖𝗔𝗟's first daughter, 𝗬𝗢𝗓𝗔, and became king. Government. The government of the Kingdom of Zephyr is a hereditary monarchy, where the king passes the crown down to the oldest child. In this kingdom, the crown is inherited by the oldest child, regardless of their gender. It also is an absolute monarchy, where the king or queen has absolute power over their people. The elves are a proud race, so they would not go too far, because they would feel like they dishonored themselves if they did.